Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Stamp It Up with Jamie. You may be catching this live or maybe on replay, but thank you so much for joining me. It is Wednesday, I don't know the day, November 30th, I think, 11 o'clock Eastern Time. So if you're familiar with my Wednesday night evening classes, this is now my morning. I have to switch the time up just to accommodate my family schedule a little bit. So unless otherwise noted, the new norm will be 11 o'clock Eastern Time Wednesday morning. Okay, so just kind of make note of that. I myself have to get into like this new rhythm. I actually set my alarm on my phone because I didn't want to forget. Anyways, but as you're coming in or if you're catching the replay, please just drop me a note, say hello, let me know where you're watching from so I can say hello back and greet you. My name is Jamie. I am an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in upstate New York. I am going on my 7-year anniversary in January. And I just get the absolute pleasure of sharing all things paper crafting, from like really simple, easy cards to a little bit more advanced cards and projects and everything else in between, hopefully to inspire you to get creative, to get paper crafting, to see the benefit of it, and then to mail out lots and lots of cards. So I say it all the time, no hoarding our cards. We mail our cards. I have upstairs, actually, no, they went in the mail yesterday, 65 Christmas cards, and I have about another 20 to go. So it's important that we mail those Christmas cards, okay? Or any cards, Christmas and beyond. Good morning, Deb. Amy's here, Corinne. Andre, I don't know if that's how you pronounce that. I'm so sorry if I'm butchering your name. Hello, Vicky. Good morning. Okay. So I have a couple really quick announcements. I'm not going to focus on them because you need to get my weekly email. Okay. It went out yesterday and it was chock full. And I'd even put in everything that I wanted to put in. So you really need to get my weekly email. That's where you kind of will hear what's going on, what news, if there's sales coming up, if there's events that I'm announcing, that's kind of where it all is. So if you do not already get my weekly email, you do. Good morning, Susan and Susan. And Joni's here. Hello, Lori from Minnesota. I always like to pretend I'm from Minnesota and pronounce it that way. Good morning, Debbie. Okay, so tomorrow, December 1st. That's tomorrow, right? Thursday? Yeah. There's going to be a last chance product that is retiring product from the July to December mini will now become while supplies last. And some of them have some really high discounts on them. That starts tomorrow. There's also a clearance refresh that starts tomorrow. So go shop tomorrow. Do not wait. Those items will not last. They will not be around for a long time. Both of those will go live tomorrow. And then I also want to just remind you that I announced that my product share is now up for registration. And a product share is basically where I buy one of all the new designer paper, the new ribbon, the new embellishments, literally one of everything. And I cut it up and then I repackage it in resealable cellophane bags. I like these because they're resealable. So they're practical. You can keep using them. And then you buy like that portion. So like, for example, 12 by 12 paper gets cut down into 6 by 6 pieces. Where's my camera? I label everything with the product name, product number, coordinating color, and the same goes for embellishments and ribbons. These are now available. I realize that you probably haven't seen the catalog yet, but you can trust me that the product's amazing, or it will be open until January 4th. Okay, so I'm gonna. Hello, Angie. Good morning, Pamela. So to get all my stuff, Jamie, I can't type my own name, jamieb.com. This is my catch-all. You can find the link to my weekly email. You can find the link for a product share. You can shop, you can join. There's lots of things there. That's like my catch-all. If you're looking to get a hold of me or find my blog or anything, where is it? There. There you go. You guys spell my name right. JAIMIE, jamieb.com. Okay, good. I wasn't sure. Hello, Hilda from upstate New York. There's another New Yorker. Love it. Okay. This week, did I have? Okay, phew. I thought I didn't have the punch. This week on my blog, on social media, everywhere, I'm using the Sweetest Hold on, I had it. Oh, there it is. Sweetest Cherries stamp set. It is a photopolymer stamp set from the annual catalog, and it comes bundled with the punch. Okay, so maybe you need quick, easy projects. Maybe you're a beginner stamper, or maybe you just want easy this week. This is really fun. You can do really nice, fun projects with it. So let me flip my camera and I'll show you some of the things I'm making this week, or I've already shared. This is today's. I'm going to make that in a second. Monday. This is the card I shared on Monday. Again, I love really clean, simple, easy projects. Life is kind of chaotic right now, and so quick and easy is kind of my go-to. So just stamp the sentiment, add some cherries. I'm kind of a fan of pink cherries, even though, well, I guess you can get a pink cherry, but they're not very common. But I don't know. I like the pink cherry. So that was Monday, and then I redid it over on Instagram, same as that card. Then yesterday, no, excuse me, today is the second day. Let's see here. Tomorrow, okay, so tomorrow I'm participating in, hello, Karen. I'm participating in a blog hop, and the theme is snow. Snow. So I'm not going to show you my card yet. So I'm looking at this going, how the heck am I going to make this work for snow? Well, I made the sentiments work for snow. So I pulled out the Playful Penguins, I think they're called, and created a snowy background, and then just used the sentiments, which are really fun. I couldn't really figure out a way to make snowy cherries. So I went with the snow scene. Okay. Friday. This is my card for Friday, right? Yeah, Friday. Lots of fussy cutting. I realize that's not for everyone, but I do love me some fussy cutting. And then I didn't even stamp. I just punched out 2 cherries and let who did pick that theme? So even if you're not like, you're really pressed for time, you don't even have time to stamp the cherries, you can just punch them out with some solid cardstock and call it a day. So that's Friday's card. This is, well, and then our theme this month. So if you place an order through my store, you're going to get extra tutorials. Our focus this month is actually the Sweetest Cherries. So if you're looking for more and above and beyond projects, more than the ones I just showed you, make sure you place an order this month through my store, and you'll get even more tutorials that our team has designed for you. Hello, Linda. Good morning. Are you guys a morning people? I am much more an evening person. I am a night owl through and through. I detest the morning, but I guess it's 11, so it's not quite the morning here anymore. Okay, so cherries, it's a really fun sentiment, but the imagery is cherries. I mean, there's not a ton you can do. So I decided to, instead of switching up and doing more things with the images, make a fun fold to make that kind of like the fun part of the card. So it opens like this, and then it opens like this, and then you have the rest of the sentiment on the inside. I don't usually do fun folds like at all. So this stretched me, although it's pretty simple. Anybody can do it. I added some rhinestones. Honestly, over here, I had a little smudge. I don't even know where it came from. It was a little black smudge. So I covered it with opal rounds and rhinestones, because isn't that what embellishments are for anyways? Okay, so let's get going. Oh, I just realized I put my Stamparatus away and I need it. And I don't have my bone. I had it. Hold on. I swear I had my bone folder. I know you guys make fun of me because I don't ever have it. I swear I have it. Oh, I found it. Yeah, me too, Linda. Night owl through and through. Thank you, ladies. Okay, so I'm starting off with thick basic white. This is 5.5 by 8.5, scored at 4 1/4, and I have it like a book fold. I don't normally do book folds, but for this fun fold, you need to do a book fold. Okay, and then I took a panel of polished pink cardstock. This is 4 by 5 1/4. Wow, I just drew blank. My brain went empty. 4 by 5 1/4. And I'm going to stamp the friend across it on a diagonal. And funny enough, my polished pink, so this is polished pink, I'm doing color on color, like really could use some re-inking, but I kind of liked the effect that it gave me not re-ink. So you'll see there's some variation, like up here it's like really light and then it's darker and then lighter. I kind of liked it. So this is where our grid paper comes in really, really, really handy. Okay, because I'm going to use the lines on my grid paper. If you want to be even more accurate, you could use a ruler. I don't need to be that precise. I'm just going to kind of eyeball it and that's going to be fine. But if you wanted to be even more accurate, you could go ahead and use a ruler. I'm going to use my grid paper loosely and let that kind of guide my straight lines. So what I'm going to do is imagine, I mean, there is a line that runs underneath this, but I'm going to imagine that I can see the line. I can't really see the line. And I'm going to stamp across it. So both the F and the D are kind of hitting the same line. So I know more or less that I'm straight. And I'm not going to move anything. And then I'm going to come, what are these? These are quarter. So hold on, let me get the measurement. 1, 2, 3, 3/4 down. So I'm going 3 lines down. 1, 2, 3. So now I'm hitting this line. No problem, Corinne. And I'm going to come off of it a little bit so that my sentiment isn't, I want them staggered. And then I'm going to find that same line, which is this one, and I'm going to hit it on the other side, allowing a little space in between my friend sentiments. I'll show you in a second up close, but I can't move my grid paper or else that messes me up. So then I'm going to come 3 lines again. 1, 2, 3. So this is my line now. Woo! This is where having my glasses on would be really helpful. And I'm going to stamp that. Now this is where it gets a little trickier in the middle because I really can't necessarily see that line running underneath, but I'm going to do my best. Whoa, that did not stamp well at all. Shoot. Hold on. Let's see if I can fix it. That's not very good. Will it be covered? Hold on. Let's see if that will be covered. Yeah, that's going to be covered for the most part. So unfortunately, a lot of what I'm stamping will be covered. So if that bothers, if you don't want to waste your ink or whatever, you don't have to do the inside bits, but actually, no, it's not going to be covered. I take that back because when you open it up, you do see everything. I take that back. Oh, wow. It's not terrible. So I'm going to come 3 lines down again. 1, 2, 3. This is my new line. And I'm going to, again, imagine an imaginary line running across my paper. And it's not foolproof. It's not perfect, but hold on. 1, 2, that's my line. But it kind of sets me up for success, kind of. Again, it's not perfect. Ah, why is my stamping all yucky? Do you see that? I stamped that yucky. Okay, hold on. I can make it up. Okay, that's better. Oh my gosh, I may have to start over again. Are you seeing this disaster that's going on? Look at, I stamped in the D. I really want to start over. Okay, we're starting over. I can't. That will really bother me. I'm going to move it a little closer to me because part of my problem is it's just enough out of my eyesight that I can't really see what I'm doing. That's what I'm going to blame it on. And I'm going to, oh, you know what I should, no, I can't do that. I was going to say I should put something underneath so that there's just a little bit of a cushion. But I'm just going to make sure I'm pressing better. Okay, so far, so good. So far, so good. Okay, we're good. And then, like I said, my ink pad needs to be re-inked, but I kind of like this. 1, 2, 3. No, 1, 2, 3. I kind of like it's almost like an ombre effect. Oh, good gravy. Why is this? If you had a mat, I would definitely suggest putting a mat under your paper. I did not have this trouble yesterday when I was making this card. But 1, 2, 3. But you know how it goes. Do it on a live video, and of course it's going to give you trouble. These ones I'm flying blind because I really can't see the inside. This one is giving me trouble. Okay, this one's a little bit of a hot mess. It's okay. We're going to continue on. Whoever gets this is going to be a dear friend of mine and not care. 1, 2, 3. Right? They're not going to go, oh, you did not stamp that well. Take your card back. Okay, so we're just stamping this across. Again, I'm going about every 3 lines down. 1, 2, 3. So there's my line there. And it's rustic and not perfect, which is totally fine. I like to make sure you do your ends in your corners. Like, obviously, you don't really see the rest of that word. But 1, 2, 3. Make sure you do that little bit. I just moved my paper because it just adds to it. Everything shouldn't be all fit nicely in your in. 1, 2, 3. Oh, that one fits nicely down here. And that's why I'm going to do that little nick at the end. Actually, I think I'm going to do a little one over here. A little, there we go, tail of the D. Okay. Wow, that was a little stressful. Why was that so stressful? That should not have been stressful. But you get this really cool effect. As you can see, like, there's a bigger gap there. There's some of them down here. And it's just, it's artistic. When it doesn't come out right, that's what we call it. It's artistic. So do not stress about it. And whoever receives it is going to like it. If you would like to be more precise, just get a ruler out. That would work, but I didn't want to be that precise. Maybe I should have been that precise. Okay, so then I have a 3.5 by 7 basic white piece, and this is what's going to be the little flap that opens. And then, oh, there it is. Woo! Okay. Then I have a 3 3/8 by 3 3/8 basic black panel. And I'm going to emboss that with the Hive embossing folder. Now, true story, my Hive here is sideways. So whoever gets this card, I hope doesn't look too closely at the embossed piece because I put it on sideways. I mean, I cut it out right. I mean, I embossed it right. It's a square. And so I didn't realize that I was putting it upside down. Oops. So we're going to just emboss that with the Hive embossing folder and attempt to put it on right side up. And I'm going to use some liquid glue. Because the Hive embossing folder has so much texture in it, I would suggest using, I would suggest using liquid glue because it's going to get in all sort of the nooks and crannies, which you're going to want. Whoops. So you can see what we're doing. This is going to be the flap that kind of goes in there, right? It's a little crooked. I don't know if I can move it. Oh, I can move it. Let's try that again. That's the nice thing about liquid glue is it really gives you a little bit time to fix things if you don't lay them down straight like I just did. It's a little forgiving. Okay, so let's start doing our sentiment and the cherries. And I realized I need my Stamparatus. You can see what I'm working on for next week. Hello, Dawn. Hello. Oh, gosh. Okay, so let me just, I apologize. Okay, you want to hear something really wild? So I keep my Stamparatus in the Stamparatus box that it came in. Literally, I just keep it in the box. And with it, I keep like the grid paper. I keep my extra hinges, all in the box. So yesterday, I went to go to the box because I needed my Stamparatus. The extra hinge and my grid paper is missing. I have no idea where it is. And like, I don't ever take it out. I always just leave it in the box, but it's not there. And so I don't have any clean grid paper is what I'm trying to tell you. I'm using, this one has to last me until I can order a new because I don't have anything else. I have no idea what happened to it. It literally disappeared. Now, when I'm doing the sentiment, I'm going to use the Stamparatus. And the sentiment meaning the word sweet. Okay, where is it? There it is. Because it's big, so it's a bigger covered stamp. Does that make any sense? Like, it's not like a little detail. It's not like it's just the stem, right? Like it needs good coverage. And it's a photopolymer stamp. And photopolymer stamps are just going to be a little trickier to get that really nice, clean, crisp stamp. And the awesome bit. I know. I need something like that. And, ooh, sorry. I didn't realize it was going to hit my phone or hit the holder. Hold on. I'm going to move you up just a smidge so I can open up my thing. Did that move at all? Not sure. And the other thing is that, I was going to use this. The other thing is that using your Memento Black. No, I didn't move it up. Hold on. I'm trying to, there we go. That moved it up. Okay, we're good. Using, if I could just form a sentence, that would be helpful. So using Memento Black is just a more challenging ink pad than our regular classic Stampin' pad. Okay, it's just different. It's the felt pad, so it doesn't give necessarily the coverage. You're going to want to go multiple times and stamp in the same spot, and that's why the Stamparatus is just so brilliant and makes it so much easier. I just dropped the lid. I cannot pull my act together today. It's like one oops after another. Okay, so here we go. I put an ink pad underneath because it's like the perfect height of the hinge. So when I apply the ink, I'm not like bending the hinge and knowing me breaking it. So, and I'm not going to worry about like getting perfect coverage because again, brilliance of the Stamparatus, you're going to see it's not a very good stamp. I mean, it's okay. It would pass. But we can do better. So I'm not going to move anything. I'm going to re-ink, stamp down, and I think I'm going to do it at least another time. We'll see. My W and the one E just isn't. Give it a good squish. There we go. That's better. And again, because those letters are wider, it really just makes for a better, cleaner, crisper stamped image. There are my scissors. Linda, that's because they're usually a hot mess. I'm dropping things, stamping on my finger, can't find anything, literally can't find a thing around here. Okay, I'm going to do some fussy cutting. Don't zone out, okay? I realize fussy cutting isn't for everyone. I get that. I'm not forcing you to do something you don't want to. If you want a fussy cut, I would suggest it because it comes out really nice and pretty. If you don't, you could just cut out a rectangle around the sweet and call it a day. But it looks so good fussy cut, so I'm going to encourage you to just take your time. Actually, you know what? Let's cut this down. And challenge yourself to keep practicing at your fussy cutting. And I'll give you some of my tips. I give them pretty much every time. So if you've watched my videos before, you'll be like, oh, yep, heard these before. But as you can see, the first thing I did was kind of trim down the cardstock. If I'm trying to cut this little bit and I have all of this cardstock around, you're just making it harder for yourself. So give it a little bit of a haircut, trim it down as close as you can without actually, affecting where you're going to be fussy cutting. Your future self will thank you. And if you don't have a pair of good small scissors, I highly recommend our paper snips. These are super sharp and they're just like a nice small size. Do not use them to cut ribbon. Or if you do, have a separate pair of scissors. But they just are nice and small. So they get in like these nice tight bases and spots. And then I also like to leave a little bubble. I'm a sucker for bubble words anyways. But I like to leave a little bubble around because it's forgiving. If I accidentally go, oops, a little in or a little out, it's like, no big deal. I didn't chop off a W. You know what I mean? I didn't chop off one of the things. The snips are the best right now. I love mine. I have about 4 pair, and I usually can't find any of them when I need them. I seriously lose them. I mean, I know you're shocked that I lose something. The fact that I can find my bone folder today was kind of a miracle. Okay. Now, I'm going like super slow. Normally, I fussy cut a little faster for you, but I want to do a good job, considering my stamping was a little wonky. I'm not going to go in that S. I could, but I'm not going to. I don't think it's needed. So we have Sweet. Isn't that pretty? I love the script. I love it fussy cut out. Please just try. Don't completely dismiss it. Okay. So I cut out I used the Stylish Shapes dies, and I cut out the largest circle from a basic white. I have my Sweet ready to go there. Oh, we got to do my cherries and the stems. I'm going to show you how I did that. Let's stamp the cherries first. There are 2 cherries. See, I can't find my ink pad. I'm like, I just had the polished pink. There are 2 cherries in the bundle. Not in the bundle, in the stamp set, I should say. But I'm using the solid one. Ooh, I don't know if I can get another cherry. Maybe if I do it on the... I don't know if that'll... Hold on. That's not. Why am I making it more challenging for myself? Amy. So I stamped those in polished pink. And there are 2. This one can kind of nestle into this one, but I'm just using the solid one. And then I'm going to bring in our punch, which, who loves a good punch, right? Like, line it up, bam. The worst part about it is the stuff kind of goes flying. That's the hardest part. Ooh, that one little stem might be in the... Come on, don't be silly. Oh, no, we're good. We're good. It's a make it work moment. Okay, 2 cherries. Oh, I'm glad I stamped it again. That would have been a problem. And then 3 cherries. Ooh, I'm really testing my skills here. Okay, we're good. Woo! Get out of here. Okay, so we have our 3 cherries. Now, if you were doing multiples of everything and you just wanted to like stamp, the stems and the leaves can be cut out at the same time because they're stamped in the same color. If they weren't being stamped in the same color, you have a little bit of a problem. But what you can do is just in a piece of cardstock, cut out. Now, you're like, what are you doing, Jamie? I promise there's a method to my madness. And then you're going to take your stem. Now, yesterday, or when I made my card, I put a dark cardstock behind it because I had a hard time seeing the space created on my grid paper, like the white on white. So I'm just fitting. You could do either leaf. There's only 1 stamp, so it doesn't really matter. Just pick one. And I fit them over the hole. And then I'm going to take my block and just pick it up. So now I know when I stamp, I'm going to stamp in the exact placement to be able to cut the stem and the leaves out at the same time. But I turned around. She's like, fussy cutting, la, 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 la. So we need 3 of these. 1, and this is Parakeet Party, a nice, bright, vibrant green. Okay. Hopefully that doesn't get in the way. Let me close my ink pad. Okay. So when I fit this in, it should both the stem, and it does, and the leaf fit. Where's my leaf? There's 1. And this just, again, like working harder, not smarter. That is sometimes the case. This is working smarter, not harder, right? Like if you're going to stamp once, you might as well stamp both of them at the same time and not have to stamp and cut as much. And honestly, if you were stamping the cherry and the stem and the leaf all in the same color, you could have included the cherry too, but I'm not. Okie dokie. Now my glue. Now let's glue these little suckers on. I mean, nice, cute cherries. I'm gonna glue stem to the top of them. So as opposed to putting the stem under them, I want them on top. Whoop! Wow, my glue is oozing. Wow, what is going on? My glue holder broke the other day. My son broke it, I should say. He had the holder. Do I still have it here? I do still have it here. So this is the bottom part of it. The top broke off. He shoved it in this way. I was like, he's like, yeah, no wonder why it didn't fit well. I'm like, you didn't think that maybe you were forcing it? Anyways, whatever. So, and then I'm just going to put a little bit of glue at the top of the stem. Wow, that's way too much glue. And then a little bit just kind of on the one side that's going to overlap. And then I'm going to layer my cherries. And so he shoved the thing in upside down and then I couldn't get it out. I could not get it out. And sure enough, I used extra force and the thing just busted open and broke. So my glue, look, it's oozing. This is why I don't use liquid glue, because it doesn't like me. I really need to get it. Oh my gosh, it's oozing. Put the lid on it. Put the lid on it quick. Oh my gosh, that's way too much glue. Do I have my... Okay, we're just going to use my fingers. Oh my gosh, this is why I don't like liquid glue. Okay, so I'm just putting my cherries like layered over one another. And there's no right or wrong. I'm just kind of making sure the tip of the stems are touching. But other than that, there's no... I think that is legitimately stuck to my grid paper. Come on. It is so stuck to my grid paper. Come on. Okay, whoever's getting this card is getting cherries and a little bit of grid paper. Do you see it? Look, the grid paper is stuck a little bit. Okay, our little secret. No one needs to know about that little kerfuffle. Ooh. Oh my gosh. You know what it reminds me of? Oh my gosh. Have you guys seen, I'm sure you have, National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation, after they go get the Christmas tree and what's his name? What's the guy's name? Can you use 600 some other glue? Oh, I don't know. It busted. I think I'm just gonna order a new one. What's his name? The guy on Christmas Vacation, after they go get the tree and his fingers are full of snap and they're sitting in the bedroom and they're flipping through magazines and it's all sticking. That's what that reminded me of. Okay, I'm not gluing anything down, but I kind of want to get placement because I'm gonna have to stamp my life is. What's his name? Carl? I don't know, whatever his name is. That's what that reminded me of. So the life is, I'm not going to use the Stamparatus because it's not big of a space, big as letters as the Sweet is. But I'm going to try as all heck to ink it up as much as I can. Chevy Chase. But what was the character's name? What was the character's name? Carl? Oh, that's going to bother me. I'm going to have to look that up. Okay, so I'm going to stamp. Again, nothing's glued down. I just want to get placement here. Life is. It's not quite as dark as the Sweet. If you really wanted it darker, you could use the Stamparatus again. I'm not going to bother, but you could if you wanted to. Everything's falling. Okay, now let's dimensional this up. I'm going to start with bigger dimensionals, but I really could use some minis. And I'm have it over my circle so I can kind of get an eye. I'm going to do one more in the W up here. Griswold. I know, but what was his first name? It's not Carl, right? Is it Carl? Carl? No. Oh my gosh. That's bothering me, guys. What was his name? And she had a nickname for him. She called him, oh my gosh, Clark. Oh, thank you. Clark Griswold. Yep. What did I say? Carl? Okay, I was close. I wasn't that far off. Clark is Griswold. Yep, you're right. That's what it was too. Okay, so now I'm gonna dimensional up my cherries. Clark. Yep, you guys know this. I was drawing a complete blank. I knew I could count on you guys. It takes a village. Sparky. Oh my gosh, you guys. Yes. Yes, yes, yes. That's right. Oh my gosh, it's going to stick again. Okay, so then my cherries go. I feel so much better having known that. Thank you. Thank you, thank you. And I didn't put these on yet, but oh gosh, I have to open the glue again. This is going to be bad. This is going to be real bad. I got to move. Oh my gosh, it's already oozing out. Now, I had a little trouble with this one. So I'm putting some on the top, some on the bottom. And I don't know. Sometimes I think I do things like, why do I make life more challenging than it needs to be? Because I don't have anywhere to kind of prop that until it dries. I almost need like a clothespin. A clothespin would do it. Okay, I'm going to add one more on the top. Oh my gosh, close it up. Close it up. It's oozing. It'd be oozing. Okay, we're going to just set that aside for a moment. Oh, thanks, Rosie. You're so sweet. Okay, where's my card? Here's my card. So while that's drying a little bit more, let's do this. Oh, I have to use the liquid glue again. Okay, no big deal. You can do this. You could also not use liquid glue, but the liquid glue allows you to kind of just fussy with it a little bit more. So you're going to put the glue on the opposite side of your basic black embossed panel. And you're going to hug the front. Okay. Nothing's touching it. You're going to hug the front and get it in the placement that you want it. And then you're going to close your card and give it a squish. Oh my gosh, this is so tacky. Everything's sticking to it. Thank you, Rosie. You're so sweet, so kind. So that now that is, oh, I didn't do, hold on. Can I get it up? Can I get it up? I didn't do the flap on the inside. Okay, that's down. That's not moving. But in a normal world, I would have glued my designer paper on the inside. Oh my gosh, it's like a comedy of errors. Tap your glue bottle down. You have an air pocket. Like this? Like tap it like this way? Thank you, Margaret. Okay, so in real world, I would have adhered the designer paper behind this panel so that we have a nice little background. So do as I say, not as I do, because I didn't do that. Because I'm covered in glue and it's everywhere. Okay, this is what we got going. Now this should be dry enough. Now it may still be a little tacky, but at least time for us to work with it. A little liquid glue, more liquid glue. And then this is just going to go right here. And I use liquid glue again because it's going on that embossed panel that just has so much texture in it. Now to just help things along just a little bit, I'm going to take a mini dimensional. I actually really like doing this because it kind of, I don't know, makes me feel like I'm a surgeon or something. And I'm going to pick up a mini dimensional. You could do this ahead of time, but you don't always know where things are going to land. So I'm going to stick it to the end of my slightly open paper snips and then peel it back so both sides are sticky. And I'm going to sneak it under this leaf right here. So I have it down on my cardstock. I'm going to tap it and then open my scissors. Come on. There we go. So that there's a dimensional underneath that leaf there, just giving it a little bit of support so it's not loosey-goosey. Okay. Well, I have this cut. Maybe I should just put it on the opposite side. I mean, I have it cut. Do we like polka dots or plaid? I had to think. Polka dots or plaid? Polka dots or plaid? I can't believe I did that. That was so silly of me. While you're telling me polka dots or plaid, I'm going to stamp the rest of the sentiment, which is with you in it. I gotta find it. Hold on. Which one is it? With you in it. I'm glad you like it. Okay, with you in it. Again, I'm not going to get that super crisp black image. If you wanted the super crisp black image, you could pull out the Stamparatus or do it ahead of time, like before you start gluing everything down. But the sentiment, again, isn't that super thick, chunky sentiment. So I'm just going to make sure I put it on the right side and add another layer of white to the card base. Put it on the right side and add another layer of white. Like, oh, I see what you're saying. Like, cover it. Okay, here we go. Whoop. Oh, that's not bad. So it's not like super, super, super dark. It's like 80%. Linda likes the plaid. I like plaid too. I have all the patterns from the Color Collection Designer Series paper. The plaid is always my favorite. I don't know why black seems to grow. I don't know if I get it on my fingers because of the lid, but there's a smudge there. So with you in it, let's go with the plaid because I like the plaid. Again, this is just the polished pink designer series paper. So it's going to cover the smudge. So in the 2021-2023 designer series paper packs, you get patterns from the colors. So polished pink, fresh freesia, evening evergreen, soft succulent, pale papaya. So this is the polished pink one. Doot, doot. And then, there it is. Let's add some bling. Because, well, my original bling was to cover my little oops there on my original card, but then I like it. So let's add some. My take your pick tool needs to be twisted and I don't have any arm strength to do that. Okay, we're going to call that good enough. I cannot get that squinched. We're going to put one there. And how about one up there? And how about one on the black? That's kind of fun. Okay. Whew. Okay, honest to goodness, this is such an easy fun fold. Just have fun with it. Okay, so we have it opening. Life is sweet. Then you open it. You see the full stamped friend. Then you open it again with you in it. And then you could, in theory, put this on that side. Okay. So the Sweetest Cherries bundle, so cute, so fun. You can just have a lot of fun with it. Just do things that are really simple or things like this that have more steps and are a little bit more complex. Either way, it's just a great it's a great bundle just to kind of have and be able to go to. I love the pink cherries too, Angie. I don't know why. The red, well, I can't show you that card. I think all I did was red cherries. Oh, no, I mean pink cherries. I guess this one has the red cherries. But the sweet sorbet is a nice red for the cherries because it's not like that Christmas red like real red is. This is sweet sorbet. Excuse me. It's like a pinkier red. It has a hint of pink to it. So, okay. So be sure to go to, let me drop my link again, jamieb.com. Be sure to go to jamieb.com. You can get my weekly sign up for my weekly email so that you're on top of all the latest that's happening. You can also sign up for a product share and get a sample of all the new DSP ribbon embellishment from the upcoming mini catalog that will go live on January 5th. And you can order there. You can ask questions there. There's a fuzzy flying around. Or just ask a question if you have it. Okay. If you have any questions, let me know. If not, I will be back next week. We're going to stick with the 11 o'clock time for now. So I hope to see you then. Happy stamping, everyone. Bye-bye.